Welcome, everyone. I don't know, can you guys all hear me? Okay. So before we get started on our caucus sheet and move on into the public hearing tonight, I'm going to bring up Danielle Dietrich with the Executive Director of Cuyahoga Valley Arts Center. She will provide an update on local arts scene in Cuyahoga Falls, live music from guitarist Jeremy Poparad, and provided by Collide with Cuyahoga Falls. Danielle?
I might have turned it on now. There we go. Good evening. Before I begin, I want to thank the fabulous guitarist, Jeremy Poparad, back here. Thank you very much. He's been setting such a beautiful tone for tonight's meeting, generously sponsored by Collide Cuyahoga Falls. There's Molly back there. My name is Danielle Dietrich, and I grew up here right here in Summit County, shaped by the products of its public schools and inspired by the arts programs that helped me find my voice and set me on the path that brought me here today. I started in Akron Public, where supportive teachers encouraged me to apply to Miller South School for the Visual and Performing Arts. There, I entered as a shy, quiet introvert, and through arts-focused education, I blossomed into a confident, outgoing student. Art didn't just boost my creativity, it opened doors to learning in every subject and changed the trajectory of my life. From there, I went on to Firestone High School, where I discovered art could be more than a passion. It could be a pathway to college and a career. Thanks to a partnership between Firestone and the University of Akron, I applied early and was accepted into the Myers School of Art with a wealth of scholarships, life-changing support for a first-generation college student. I graduated with honors, worked in the for-profit sector, and then returned to the University of Akron to earn my master's in arts administration. Soon after, I became the first ever full-time executive director of the Cuyahoga Valley Arts Center. Located in the heart of downtown Cuyahoga Falls, CVAC is Summit County's oldest nonprofit visual arts center, serving this community for over 90 years. Each year, we welcome over 1,300 students into more than 150 classes and workshops and host 8 exhibitions showcasing the work of over 450 artists from 17 counties across Ohio. With over 550 members, we've grown into one of the largest and strongest practicing artist communities in Summit County. At the heart of it all are the artists who make it happen. We employ 18 people, including 14 part-time faculty, who are accomplished practicing artists who call this community home. Teaching at CVAC allows them to support themselves while staying rooted in their craft, and they often tell us that sparking creativity in others reignites their own. Each year, with a budget of just under $280,000, we reinvest those dollars directly back into our community, generating over $305,000 in cultural value through free exhibitions, affordable classes, scholarships, school and library partnerships, public events, and public art, like our new Pantone of the Cuyahoga River mural on the back of our building, a colorful landmark visible from Route 8 and seen by over 80,000 travelers each day, which is quickly becoming a beloved symbol of Cuyahoga Falls and its people. With such a small budget creating such a big impact, imagine what we could do with more structured and continued support. I can say with pride that organizations like Collide Cuyahoga Falls, who is with us here tonight, are shining examples of grassroots efforts to expand artistic opportunities. And the City of Cuyahoga Falls has made tremendous strides through its Public Arts Master Plan and Public Arts Board. These initiatives have sparked projects, both temporary and permanent, that bring practicing artists and community members together, proving that the arts are one of the most powerful ways to build connection and belonging in communities. I stand here as someone shaped by the artistic pathways built right here in Summit County, and it is now both an honor and a privilege to lead an organization like CVAC forward. We are a small but mighty organization, and my hope tonight is that you leave knowing who we are, understanding the impact that we make, and feeling inspired to share our story with others, and maybe even stop by for a free event. Thank you for your time, your support, and your commitment to the arts here in Summit County. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have at this time. Anybody has anything?
No.
Perfect.
No? Well, thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Before we even go any further, Donna Skoda is here tonight to talk about the appointments for Social Service Advisory Board. on M004022025. Donna, would you like to come on up?
Good evening, everyone. It seems like just a minute. I'm here under a different role, but today we're here to bring before you all 25 SSAB members to be appointed. During COVID, things got sketchy, to put it mildly. And we ended up missing some appointments. Some folks never got appointed, and it sort of got off rails. Then through attrition, we had some folks retire, we had people leave. We were down too many numbers. So under the executive's guidance, we have been looking for a way to improve health and human services in Summit County. So we reached out to entities that we believe will have an impact. And many of those members are here this evening. They're all being reappointed this evening for either a 3, a 2, or a 1-year term per the charter, the Code of Regulations. Once we are back on track, and unless we have another COVID, I promise we'll stay on track, we should be able to keep reappointing in a much less grandiose fashion. We won't need to have 25 folks show up at once. And we do have members here this evening. I can have them all stand. I don't know if you would like them to come forth. Can everybody stand who's here for SSAB? These folks have made a commitment to move forward with the guidance of the executive's office to really try to bring health and human services to a new level. We believe it's timely. We believe that many not-for-profits, even the levy-funded agencies and traditional dollars that have flown freely, may or may not continue to flow. Therefore, we are going to all have to roll up our sleeves and work together in a way we have probably never seen before. So I think it's very timely, and I would appreciate your support, and that we would be able to appoint all of these folks this evening. And I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Madam President, I want to thank all of you for coming out tonight. Our first rain day in 412 years. Just want to thank you.
Two reasons to celebrate.
2 reasons to celebrate is right. Thank you. The Health and Human Services Committee appreciates your service to the community, as does obviously the rest of the community. So thank you all for being willing to serve, and look forward to hearing some great things from you. So thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you.
Thanks for
I
coming out,
appreciate
and
it.
Thank you for your service, everyone. And before I move on, Daniel Dietrich, she did give me some information that Mark's going to pass it out to everybody. So is Daniel still here? I didn't want her to think that we forgot about her little, some information she gave us. But thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. I am going to turn the meeting over now to Councilman Ford for the public hearing.
Good evening. I call this public hearing to order. The time is 4:38, and the purpose of today's hearing is to consider the petition for the Dorwick Ditch Drainage Improvement Project. This petition, filed by Northfield Center Township, requests that the county clean and remove obstructions, regrade, restore, reconstruct, and stabilize the drainage course, and install channel improvements to mitigate future erosion, scour, and flooding. Presenting today will be Mr. Dave Kuntz from the Summit County Engineer's Office, who will provide a preliminary report and address council. Before we begin, Mr. Kuntz will be sworn in by our court reporter, and I ask that anyone who will be speaking for or against the petition also stand to be sworn in. So at this time, we will swear in. Anyone who is prepared to speak for or against the petition, please also stand so that you may be sworn in. Thank you. Mr. Kuntz, you have the floor.
Good evening. I'm actually going to defer to Chuck Haber from our office. He wrote the preliminary engineering report and is prepared to make the presentation. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening. I'm Chuck Haber from the Summit County Engineer's Office. I'm going to be very brief. If you have any questions, please ask. The project area, if you could move to the next slide, please, is located north of Highland Road and on the west side of Route 8. And you can see the area is highlighted in red. This project is going to consist of cleaning the existing channel, removing numerous obstructions from the channel that impede the flow. We're going to regrade portions of the channel to increase the flow. We're going to add meanders and bends to the channel and create some wetland areas to improve water quality. Also, we'll be constructing a stormwater basin to provide storage for the stormwater to reduce the flows draining through the area. We're going to upgrade some of the various culverts and storm sewer systems within the area. These measures will help reduce flooding and also improve access for future maintenance. The estimated project cost is $1.6 million. This is going to be paid through with the Surface Water Management District. The Surface Water Management District revenues will also cover the long-term maintenance cost. And we are following the ditch petition process spelled out in Ohio Revised Code, Chapter 6131. The only exception is we are not assessing the property owners for this project. Under a normal ditch petition project, you would assess the property owners. We are not, since it is being funded through the Surface Water Management District. We're also going to obtain easements through 6131 of the Ohio Revised Code, and those will be recorded on a plat. Areas where we have access easements, easements that are not parallel and do not contain the drainage improvements such as access roads, we will do that as we're going to have the property appraised, and we will negotiate those easements with the property owner. And that is because the drainage improvements aren't going to be included in those areas, so it doesn't fall under the plat for the drainage easements. Since we had our public viewing on August 13th, we've had a lot of correspondence with various residents and trustees from Northfield Center Township. They expressed some concerns about the clearing of some trees and access easements. We're well aware of those concerns, and we are working with the residents and our engineers to address some of those concerns. And we'll know more about that once we get into the final plans. On June 4th, the ditch petition was filed with the Summit County Council. We had a public viewing at the Township Hall on August 13th where we took questions from the residents and explained the project to the residents. And here we are for the first hearing. We're hoping to we're scheduled to submit the final report in March of 2026. And the date of the final hearing is to be determined. We expect that to be sometime in 2026, probably in the summer. And then also I'd like to point out, for the benefit of the residents, there is a process to appeal any council action. This is a timeline of how long we've been working on this project. We started in February of 2023 with the design. We've done a lot of field work, surveying, some hydraulic modeling. We've prepared conceptual plans, and once we approve the conceptual plans, we've advanced those plans to a preliminary report. And what we have now are 30% completed plans. Our office is currently reviewing those plans, and then we'll further refine those plans for the next hearing. This is another detailed area of the project. The north is on the left side of the page, and the blue lines are the streams that we're going to be working in, the ones at the top of the page that everything flows from the left to the right. The one thing that is going to be different between this hearing and the next hearing is we are going to expand the project to include some ditch cleaning all the way down to Highland Road. which would probably be about another 500 or 600 more feet. So we're going to be doing some channel cleaning down in there. That is not currently shown on the 30% plans, but they will be shown on the next plans. The next slides are just some various photos. This culvert here that's on Marwick Drive, that's going to be replaced. And if you skip ahead to this, these are some more pictures. And the last two slides are the meat and potatoes of the project. This is an overall view of the project. The blue labels are what the improvements are, and if you look down on the legend, that describes the proposed improvement. So if you flip to the last slide, the only thing that's going to be different is where this project ends at the right side of this page. It's on the near the VFW. We're going to extend the project a little bit further south to Highland Road to clean that portion of the ditch. So do you have any questions?
Any questions from council members? No questions. Thank you. Are there any individuals who wish to speak in favor of the petition? Please come forward, sir. Yes, thank you. And could you state your name?
Sure. My name is Gene Lim. I'm one of the trustees from Northfield Center Township. In favor of the petition with the amendments that we addressed through a resolution that we had filed with both council and with the engineers department. I don't know if you have that if you don't have it, would like this to be part of the record with regards to the ditch petition. We're interested in having this completed, but more in a scalpel-like approach instead of a sledgehammer. These are going to be by people's homes. There's going to be a taking of people's yards and trees. Some of these are very mature trees, over 100 years old. And there's other ways we can do this in conjunction with the engineers department, especially looking for construction easements instead of permanent roads or paths to give access to the ditch. This ditch is self-cleaning. We have not had any flooding since we cleaned it in 2017. We do understand with the opening up of some of these swales, there's going to be a lot more water coming into the ditch, but we just want to be respectful to the homeowners and the residents who are going to be impacted because, I don't know if you could show this slide of the, it looks like this drawing. One more up. Yeah, there you go. So the line is going to be going behind people's yards where they're going to create a path for access for the equipment to get into the ditch. The ditch is wide enough to allow equipment to come in. There's no need for permanent paths or roadways. Once clean, this will, again, self-cleaning. We haven't had any issues since 2017. If you have a good flow, it's going to clean itself. So this idea that we need to have all these paths and roadways is something where we would like to be amended in the plans as part of the ditch petition moving forward. We don't want to get too far of ourselves. We'd also like to have another public meeting as the plans be adopted. I think we're approaching the 30% complete plans, so we request the engineers department to have another public meeting as we go forward. Thank you.
Gene? Could I have a copy of that resolution, please? Mark, I'll have you make, oh, you got it? Okay. Okay.
It's in
All
the
right.
folder.
Just wanted to make sure. No, I know. I just wanted to make sure.
And here's some of temporary construction easements and other access points considered.
I just want to make sure we have a copy of that.
Are there any individuals who wish to speak in favor of the petition? Please, sir. And could you state your name? Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Bob Jensick. I'm a registered engineer in the state of Ohio for 40-something years. I'm a resident of Marwick Drive for 38 and a half years. I've been in construction, including the clearing of sites and the development of sites for 43 years, and I've now retired. So this is near and dear, and I'm very familiar with the position these gentlemen are put into. I do stand in agreement with the need for the drainage plan. I just want to make sure, as Gene alluded to, that they just come in there more strategically as opposed to mass clearing of land. I think everything can be coordinated with the residents. I don't think that'll be a problem as long as there's good communications. Some of the things we want to make sure that's addressed are just that when we do have these retention basins, that we don't have a lot of standing water. We already have enough problems with mosquitoes, and that's one of the concerns from a disease standpoint and a health standpoint. I guess that's about it. Just wanted to state where we're standing on it as the local neighborhood on Marwick Drive. We're probably in the third phase of the plan as I see it. And we look forward to it, but we just want to make sure it's done with good communication. Any questions?
Any questions from council members? Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Are there any other individuals who would like to speak in favor of the petition? Are there any individuals who would wish to speak against the petition? Ma'am, please state your name. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kathy Lamb. I'm a Northfield Center resident, and my property backs up to the ditch, so I'm very affected by this. I am opposed to the currently proposed Dorwick Ditch project. The amount of work shown on the plans that have been presented to the residents is very extensive. They show, as you've heard, a maintenance path and a construction path that runs alongside much of the ditch. If this path goes through my property, it will take half of my backyard, and it will remove many large trees and plants that provide privacy and beauty to my yard. This large easement will significantly lower my property value, and I believe it will also lower the property value of many of my neighbors, as it will be very difficult to sell a home where a large portion of the backyard cannot be used for anything that the owner would like to use it for. In addition, I am very concerned about the environmental impact and the impact on wildlife that the removal of so many trees and shrubs will have on our neighborhood. On the proposed plan, it appears that hundreds of trees will be cut down. I really believe that the proposed project is too extensive, and I would respectfully request that the council and the engineers pursue a plan that addresses the specific areas of flooding that are occurring while preserving the trees and undergrowth that do assist with water absorption and also add to the beauty and value of our community. I thank you very much for the opportunity to speak, and I do appreciate that our township trustees did pass the resolution requesting that these matters be taken into consideration. Thank you.
Are there any individuals who wish to speak against the petition? Are there, sir? Can you please state your name? Thank you.
Jim Lamb. And I'm opposed to the project so far. All we have seen is so far preliminary drawings, so it's a little bit hard to comment completely in opposition. But what we have seen is pretty much people that were in favor of the project or against the project. We all were kind of saying the same thing. Let's go in there a little bit more with a scalpel and not a hammer and try to limit the amount of this construction path and tearing down of so many trees, hundreds of trees that would be behind people's trees. A lot of my neighbors, when I've talked to them, they thought this was a simple cleaning out of the ditch, and so they didn't really understand the magnitude of this project. And they're just kind of hoping that the trustees will take care of them. So I'd encourage that this project follows the direction that the township trustees outlined in their Dorwick Ditch objection and request to amend of August 28th that you got a copy of a little bit ago. Some of what it's in there is about limiting the amount of the construction and maintenance path that's next to the ditch and to address widening of pinch points instead of a general widening and changing of slope everywhere. So I'm opposed to it now, but we really haven't seen what the plans are. We seem to be behind the 8 ball. I know you're just getting approved tonight to move forward, so I'm hoping that we'll all be able to see in Northfield Center where the project is going soon. But until then, I'm opposed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Are there any other individuals who wish to speak against the petition? Before we close, I note that anyone who wishes to provide an affirmation in support of this improvement or an objection against it may still do so. The record of this public hearing will remain open for 10 days for affirmations or objections to be filed with the council clerk. If there are no further comments, this concludes the public hearing on the door. Yes, please, go ahead. Councilman Wilhite.
Yeah, David, is there any way with the way the plan is moving forward, taking into consideration the folks not wanting to have such a wide path of removal of trees that we can address that going forward? The reason I ask that question is all across the county, cities are worried about tree canopy, placement of trees, that kind of a thing. Is there any way at this point we can reevaluate and lessen that path so that the residents' concern is addressed?
Yes, at this point, there was a easement of I believe a 30-foot width shown on the ditch in the concept plan. So we're just getting into design now, and that's what the purpose of this petition is for, or for this hearing rather. Following this hearing, we'll ask that council authorize the engineer to proceed with final design, which, as you know, has already been authorized, but as part of this petition process, it's an authorization. And we have promised the trustees that we will meet with them again and with residents once the plans are further along and show exactly what type of improvements are being recommended once more calculations have been done. So we will meet with them again. And at that time, we'll have a good handle on where the improvements are recommended, where the access roads are recommended, and also the extent of tree removal. We'll get a handle on that as well. But it is important that once the improvements are made, if we're going to have an improved county ditch per the revised code, we do have to maintain it. Again, that is per the revised code. So anything that is improved will need to be maintained. The extent of the maintenance isn't known yet till we know what we put in. So again, we'll develop that with the plans that are being developed by our engineering firm. And we just don't know right now, as you know, even as Mr. Lamb stated, it's been a concept plan so far. But you know, we've heard the trustees, we've heard the residents, and we will meet with them again as appropriate, probably sometime October or November.
Sure. Are there any other questions from council members? All right, thank you,
All right,
Mr. Coons.
thank you.
So again, the record of this public hearing will remain open for 10 days for affirmations or objections to be filed with the council clerk. If there are no further comments, this concludes the public hearing on the Dorwich Ditch petition. The time is 4:59. Thank you. This public hearing is adjourned.
Okay, now I'm going to go on with our caucus sheet. There is one motion, M0402025, which Donna has already spoken about. So there are 18 first readings. There are 2 first reading passage requests, 2025-260. Joe is here to address council. Come on up, Joe.
You what? Speaking of ankling, Good afternoon, Joe Eckenrode, Physical Plants under the County Executive's Office. here to request money to remediate the lead-based paint above the ceilings at the Ohio building. We started demo, as everyone knows, and when we began, we had a lot of falling paint from the original ceilings in the building. We immediately tested the paint, found out that it was lead-based. Now we want to be able to remediate that. This construction contract will let Cardinal do that under emergency best practical, because they were the ones that we were able to get in there quickly and test the paint for us. Be happy to answer any questions.
Just want to give you guys both a thanks for reaching out to explain this and make it easy. Appreciate you guys doing that.
Yes?
On the old ceilings, when the work is done, are we opening that back up to the original ceilings, or will they be concealed again going forward?
No, so we'll have new ceilings, but they'll be the original that we've known since 1970s. Fresh drop ceilings. The original ceilings above where this paint's located will just be remediated.
Where is it located at? What?
The original ceilings of the Ohio building, they're about 5 to 8 foot above the existing ceilings, which are drop ceilings like ceiling tiles. It's on there.
Okay. I was just wondering about the safety issues of like handling of being around lead-based paint. Like usually you have to wear something.
So yeah, that's why we brought Cardinal in. They're an environmental company. They're put everything under negative pressure and is remediating it properly.
All right.
Joe, remediation for lead paint is complete removal, right?
Yeah, they're scraping it clean, yes.
Thanks.
Is it okay for people to be still working in the building with that?
Yes, the areas are tented in and they're put under negative pressure,
All right.
yes.
Any further questions? I can't hear you over here, so you're lucky because I can't hear nothing.
I was just being funny. So.
I know. But I was just letting you know I can't hear over here. That mic's not on.
To maybe answer your question a little further about when you said, where's this at? This is addressing floors essentially 2 through 7.
2 through 7, that's correct.
Right.
Those are the same areas where we are putting in the new drop ceilings.
Joe's going to leave us up on 8 still with lead paint, I think.
Well, that's why I was asking. I was in the building the other day, so I was just like wondering about that. Oh, Mr. Stanley, do you have a question?
No, you're good though. Joe said it's being all tented off, negative pressure, so the air's being contained in the area that we're working in, and then they clean it all up and carry it out in special bags and things like that.
Air quality tests are part of the clearance also.
Okay. Thank you. Any further? Liz?
Yes, they are. They're done.
Thanks.
Yes. They look very nice also.
Do they? I'll have to check this.
Bethany, did you have a question?
The height of the ceilings with the new drop ceilings will be at about the same level that we're used to, or?
Yes, so this project was basically a finish-only project, which means we were just doing the skin, the finishes. When we removed the ceilings, they're attached to the old ceiling. That's when this paint started to fall. But yeah, same height.
Okay. Any further questions? Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Liz, you okay with this one? Okay, next we have 2025261, Phil Montgomery.
Thank you, Madam President. Phil Montgomery from the Executive's Department of Finance and Budget. We have before Council this cycle's appropriation legislation. The first item is an increase in appropriation to our self-insurance fund. This is the result of continued litigation on a lawsuit, so we need additional funds for attorney fees. The next one is a grant for the Summit County Fair Agricultural Society that we talked about with Council last week. The next one is just a minor appropriation adjustment for the HR Internal Services Fund. The next three are appropriation adjustments in our special capital funds. Two are decreases and one is an increase to close out some capital projects that have wrapped up and reduced budget that didn't end up needing to be used. The next one is a new grant in the Economic Development Office for, it's not a new grant, it's appropriating funds for the foreign trade zone. The cash is there. We just need to appropriate the funds to be able to use it for its intended purposes. A new grant for the psychodiagnostic clinic. On page 3, we have the 2024 Valor Samsha grant for Common Pleas Court. So the grant years are funny. This one started 9/30/25 and go through 26, so that's the new grant year. The next one is a cleanup of the grant year to add some additional funds that came in along with that. The last one is a minor appropriation adjustment. On page 4, we have a closeout for Domestic Relations Court and then a new grant for economic development as it relates to our HUD-led control grant program. And then on page 5, we have a new grant for the city of Barberton to do CDBG minor home repair, an increase to JFS for $1.5 million, and that is to meet expected expenditures with the Medicaid net pass-through. As council should recall, that's federal and state funded, so there's no county funds in the net transportation. The last one, a whole whopping 21 cents to close out a grant, so that's how closely we watch everything. And then the last one on the back page is appropriating funds for the Board of Elections for a reimbursement from the Secretary of State for some election expenses. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Phil, on the HUD grant program, so is this something new we're doing for the city of Barberton, administering these minor home repair programs? Or is this something we've done for a while?
I would defer to Holly on that.
And do we do this for any other cities?
She gets to talk. I get to talk about it, so they're not really dollars. Holly Miller, Department of Community and Economic Development. This is brand new with the city of Barberton. So in the past, we've received $10,000 from them in a CDBG grant that we leveraged with our home weatherization dollars. So if we went into a client's home and they needed a electrical panel upgrade that we couldn't use HWAP funds for, we would use City of Barberton funds. But over the course of the last 3 or 4 years, we noticed a lot of the homes that we were going to in Barberton, their roofs were leaking or they had windows that needed to be replaced. And because we don't have community development block grants in the city of Barberton because they are their own entitlement community, we were never able to assist those homeowners. A lot of times we'd have to walk away because the HWAP funds cannot be used to replace roofs or windows. It's just furnaces, hot water tanks, insulation, and air sealing. So we've been having discussions with the mayor and his team in the planning department for years, and we have finally gotten them to understand that I need CDBG funds in the city of Barberton. So this is the first time where we're actually going to administer all of their CDBG minor home repair programs for them. So this is a pilot program with their 2024 CDBG money at $50,000. And then when they get their 2025 allocation, which will probably be at the end of 2025, like us, we're going to look at another $100,000 to $150,000. So we will be able to leverage their CDBG money, our HWAP money, our lead safe and our lead abatement funds, and then our aging in place dollars that we have from the state. So we'll be able to do what we do in the other communities, not Akron or Cuyahoga Falls, but the other communities in Barberton holistically with all of our funding sources. To answer whoever asked the question, do we do it in other communities? We don't do it in Akron. Akron runs their own minor home repair program. The only thing I have in Akron is the ARPA until that ends. And then Cuyahoga Falls, the only relationship we have with them for minor home repair is they do a $1,000 leverage of CDBG money for every lead abatement job that we do. So I hope that answers your question. Okay, thank you.
Questions? John, you okay with it? Okay. There are 2 late filings, 2025, 278. Oh, that's, and then also 2025, 279. We have routine legislation found on pages 6 through 9. There is one second reading. There are no third readings. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Brandon Ford, followed by a moment of silence. Roll call. Oops.
Mr. Smith. Ms. Hyam.
Here.
Mr. Donofrio.
Here.
Mr. Cajun.
Here.
Ms. Dickinson.
Here.
Mr. Ford.
Here.
Mr. Will Height. Ms. Darrow.
Here.
Mr. Lacotte.
Here.
Ms. McKinney.
Here.
Ms. Walters.
Here.
May I have a motion to approve September 8, 2025 minutes?
So moved.
I have a motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motions for council. M40, 2025, a motion of council confirming the appointments of Amy Wade, Cassandra Holtzman, Lisa Kamilowski, Chris Barker, John Garofalo, Terry Burns, Don Disler, Jennifer Toltz, Lori Pesci, Linda Amobian, James Lawrence, Annie McFadden, Diane Miller-Dawson, Nan McClanahan, Rick Kavanaugh, Christine Marshall, Karen Talbot, Laura Pletcher, Kim Van Treska, Reverend Sandra Selby, Harry Camdar, Jeff Ferguson, Roberta Aber, Malcolm Costa, and Molly Gilbride to the Social Services Advisory Board.
So moved.
I have a motion on M04022025. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
First readings, 2025-260, a resolution authorizing the executive, subject to approval by the Board of Control, to execute a construction contract with Cardinal Environmental Services Incorporated, an emergency pursuant to Section 177.07A3 of the Codified Ordinances of the County of Summit for lead-based paint removal for the Ohio Building Project located in the City of Akron in Council District 4, and in an amount not to exceed $143,640 for the Executive's Department of Administrative Services Physical Plants Emergency.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rules and adopt 2025-260.
I have a motion to suspend the rules and adopt 2025-260. On the suspension, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And on the adoption, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
2025-261, a resolution appropriating funds in order to meet projected expenditures for the balance of 2025 as set forth in Exhibit A for the Executive's Department of Finance and Budget Emergency.
Madam President, move to suspend the rules and adopt 2025-261.
I have a motion to suspend the rules and adopt 2025-261. On the suspension, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And on the adoption, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
2025-262, a resolution confirming awards by the Board of Control of contracts for the county's health insurance programs as set forth in Exhibit A for the Executive's Department of Human Resources Division of Employee Benefits Emergency. 2025-263, a resolution granting design preparations for Northfield Center Township's Dorwick Ditch Petition Drainage Improvement Project pursuant to Section 6131.12 of the Ohio Revised Code Emergency. 2025-264, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a purchase contract with Cargill Incorporated at Ohio Department of Transportation Cooperative Purchasing Pricing for road salt for the 2025 through 2026 snow and ice control season in an amount not to exceed $165,000 for the engineer emergency. 2025-265, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of Change Order Number 2 to a professional service contract with CTI Engineers Incorporated for engineering design services for Project Q185, elimination of Hudson Sanitary Sewer Overflow Area J, located in the City of Hudson in Council District 3, and in an amount not to exceed $91,900 for a cumulative increase of 71.73% for a total amount not to exceed $666,819.60 for the Executive's Department of Sanitary Sewer Services Emergency 2025-266, a resolution declaring the imminent failure of the force main near Valley View Road under State Route 8, located in the City of Macedonia in Council District 1, an emergency pursuant to Section 177.07A3 of the Codified Ordinances of the County of Summit, and confirming the award by the Board of Control of a construction contract with Wingfoot Rental and Development Company and in an amount not to exceed $537,884.79 for an emergency repair to the force main for the Executive's Department of Sanitary Sewer Services Emergency 2025-267, a resolution certifying delinquent sewer service charges to the fiscal officer for the Executive's Department of Sanitary Sewer Services Emergency 2025-268, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a construction contract with Control Concepts of Ohio Limited Liability Company at GSA Co-op pricing for the HVAC controls upgrade project for the Summit County Children's Services Administration Building located in the City of Akron in Council District 4 and in an amount not to exceed $463,114.29 for the Executive's Department of Administrative Services Physical Plants Emergency 2025-269, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a construction contract with WL Concepts and Production Incorporated at GSA Co-op pricing for the Ohio Building Finishes and HVAC signage package located in the City of Akron in Council District 4 and in an amount not to exceed $116,295.66 for the Executive's Department of Administrative Services Physical Plants Emergency 2025-270, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a purchase contract with Hamco X-Ray Incorporated as a best practical source for 3 X-ray scanners for the use of 2 at the Common Pleas Courthouse and 1 at the Juvenile Court Facility in an amount not to exceed $136,575 for the Sheriff Emergency 2025-271, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of professional service contracts with various vendors to provide evaluation services for the psychodiagnostic clinic for a 1-year term from July 1, 25 through June 30, 26 in a total amount not to exceed $198,952 for the Court of Common Pleas and Psychodiagnostic Clinic Emergency 2025-272, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a professional service contract with Oriental House Incorporated as a best practical source for 2 full-time case managers to provide support and treatment services to Valor Court participants for a 1-year term from September 30, 25 through September 29, 26 in an amount not to exceed $133,473 for the Court of Common Pleas Journal Division Adult Probation Emergency 2025-273. A resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a professional service contract with Community Support Services as a best practical source for 2 part-time peer support specialists and 1 full-time case manager to refer and link Hope Mental Health Court participants to community resources and provide case management services for a 1-year term for the period of October 1, 25 through September 30, 26 in an amount not to exceed $124,645 for the Court of Common Pleas Journal Division Adult Probation Emergency 2025-274, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a renewal of a professional service contract with Interval Brotherhood Homes Incorporated, doing business as IBH Addiction Recovery, for peer support services for Valor Court participants for a one-year term from September 30, 25 through September 29, 26, in an amount not to exceed $87,471 for the Court of Common Pleas General Division Adult Probation Emergency. 2025-275, a resolution declaring the month of October 2025 as Safe Sleep and SIDS Awareness Month, highlighting the risk of sudden infant death syndrome, SIDS, among infants, the importance of safe sleep practices in reducing SIDS, and uplifting families with newborns for the Executive Emergency. 2025-276, a resolution declaring the month of October 2025 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month in Summit County, recognizing survivors, loved ones lost to breast cancer, and caregivers that supported individuals throughout their battles, reaffirming the need for early detection and a cure for breast cancer, and encouraging residents to wear pink on October 24, 2025 for the Executive and the Council Emergency. 2025-277, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a professional service contract with Dell Marketing Limited Partnership at state term pricing for Microsoft Select Plus perpetual licensing for a one-year term from October 1, 25 through September 30, 26, and a total amount not to exceed $119,102.42 for the Office of Information Technology Emergency.
John, I can't hear you over here at all. I apologize.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Is this on? Is this on? I move to amend the agenda to include the late filings.
I have a motion to approve late file. Does he have to read the number? Okay. I have a motion to approve the late filing. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
First reading, 2025-278, a resolution authorizing the executive to execute a third amendment to a grant agreement with the Akron Community Foundation to provide additional funds in an amount not to exceed $500,000 to the Opioid Small Grant Program to provide grants in an amount not to exceed $25,000 per grantee to be paid from the opioid litigation settlement monies for the Executive Emergency. I'm sorry, 2025-279, a resolution authorizing the executive to execute grant agreements with the Development Finance Authority of Summit County, the City of Akron, Akron Public Schools, Summit Metro Parks, the Akron Summit County Public Library, the Akron Zoological Park, the Summit County Board of Developmental Disabilities Board, the Summit County Children's Services Board, and the Summit County Alcohol, Drug, and Mental Health Services Board for the distribution of proceeds from the sale of the real property located at 1 Cascade Plaza, Akron, Ohio, 44308 in Council District 4 for the Executive Emergency.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rules and adopt the routine legislation found on pages 6 through 9.
I have a motion to suspend the rules and adopt routine legislation found on pages 6 through 9. On the suspension, all in favor? Any opposed? And on the adoption, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And we have second reading. Let me go to second reading.
Second readings, 2025-251, a resolution authorizing the executive on behalf of the sheriff to execute special weapons and tactics SWAT team mutual aid agreements with various governmental organizations within Summit County, including the University of Akron and Summit Metro Parks as authorized by Section 302.21 of the Ohio Revised Code for the executive and sheriff emergency.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rules and adopt 2025-251.
I have a motion to suspend the rules and adopt 2025-251 on the suspension. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? And on the adoption, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Yeah, they got from both of them. Did you get it? Okay. And if no further...
Madam President?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have one item that I just wanted to address with council. Council members and audience, I wanted to take a moment to reflect on a resolution we passed 2 weeks ago, recognizing September as Service Dog Awareness Month. I'm thankful that we paused to highlight the many ways animals support health, healing, and independence in our community. We had some wonderful therapy and facility dogs join us that evening, and I know it was meaningful for many who were present. Prosecutor Kokovich highlighted in his remarks the different types of working dogs, service dogs, facility dogs, therapy dogs, and we showcased a few of the facility and therapy dogs that evening. But there's a distinction that I wanted to make sure that I emphasized this evening. Under the Americans with Disabilities Act, a service animal is defined as a dog trained to perform specific tasks directly related to a person's disability. Therapy and facility animals provide great comfort. They're different, and important to the work being done to support residents in Summit County. For families who rely on service dogs, the distinction is important, which is why I'm bringing it up. I had a mother of a 13-year-old son who depends on a service animal every day. She told me that when people don't understand the difference, her son is sometimes bullied, strangers try to pet him, and when they ask for space, people sometimes take offense. So I want to thank the mom for coming forward, number one, to educate me and to take the time to educate me, but I also want to commend her son for his courage. Their story is a reminder that while all working animals bring real value and clarity, but clarity about service dogs helps protect families like hers and fosters greater respect. So as we observe Service Dog Awareness Month, I encourage all of us and our community to continue learning and to remember that when you see a service dog, it's not a pet, it's a partner. Respecting that boundary is one simple but powerful way that we can care for our neighbors. So I just wanted to take the opportunity to make that statement.
Thank you, Councilman Ford. Yes.
I want to thank Councilman Ford, too, for not only fielding the call, but for being so respectful and mindful that there is a distinction. The mother was very upset, from what I understand, and I think that was a very important distinction to make. So, Brandon, thank you for your leadership on that.
Yes, thank you. I do know, like, if you see a dog that has service dog written on its vest, you're really not supposed to approach them. You know, that's pretty much, or you can ask if you can approach, and they will let you know yes or no.
I'm still learning, quite frankly. So I'm not gonna field that particular question. I just know that a service dog is trying to help somebody be independent and be safe. And we should consider them, when you see them, as on the job. They're on the clock, and we shouldn't be disturbing them while they're on the clock.
Right. Thank you. Any further questions? If not, we are adjourned.